Hmm. Hey guys, so welcome back to another Minecraft resource pack update. About a couple weeks ago, if I remember correctly, I have updated the Bedrock edition of this texture pack to an official release with all the Soviet craft features. Well, this video, we're going over Java edition, except that we're going another chain of pre-releases because yet again we are already stocking up on a bunch of pre-releases so far. So hopefully third time we'll do the third time's a charm thing. So right now we're at version 1.1.0 pre-release 1. So now let's get right into it. So basically for the sake of this video, alright, I, let's just say for the record, I do have a ton of stuff. No, I really do not have much time. Just kidding. But anyway, let's actually go over some of the changes. Yeah, we're actually gonna create a new world for the sake of this video. So yes, just a content warning. Um, there is some content that may or may not be offensive to some viewers, so don't be offended. I have no intention of offending anyone. My intention is for entertainment purposes, and it shall not cause any offense. So, just a warning, what you're about to see. Yes, I've avoided like real pictures of certain figures. Yes, I'll explain more in a bit. Some of them I do have real pictures of, but some I don't, and I just have like Minecraft skins or something like that. But more of that later. So yeah, let's just let this bloody thing load, and then we'll get started on this video. So yes, this is not a Hogwarts project video, but I am going to keep yeah, I just need to max out the volume here. So anyway, welcome back. As you can see, some of you may know about what happened that caused the snapshots to be cancelled, and that's also the reason why I slapped a skin on as the default for both Steve and Alex. So yes, expect this texture for some time, and then I'll just replace it with something else. So anyway, we've got loads of changes that we have to go over between June, and yes, I did not do a video for pre-release 5, and I will probably be going over the changes real quick. I can't remember them all, so I'm going to try my best. But basically, these two releases both are removing, like, the smooth textures, the lazy job ones. Like where I was just starting on retexturing everything. Also changed the doors. Yes, pre-release 5 of 1.0.1 also changed the textures of cobblestone. We changed a lot of textures, including many blocks. But this and also pre-release 5 also introduced the ruby to take the replacement of emeralds. So rubies will now be traded with villagers if you use this pack. So now onwards, and yes, pre-release 5 also introduces the stripped logs that have been retextured. The hue comes from the Wizarding World textures, but 1.1.0 pre-release 1 further improves and fixes more of the color scheme. So this is this is the textures right now. So these are quote the right now textures. As you can see, the stripped logs. Yeah, this lag's really annoying. I should turn off VSync. So anyway, this update also introduces some changes with the comparators and the repeaters. They are now a bit more detailed, I should say, especially the comparator. It actually is now updated. And if I can pull out my debug stick, yes, you can see its powered texture. So yeah, you can see the powered textures right here. Let me try and disarm them. So anyway, that's that. TNT is the next thing. I should do this near water in case I want to set it off. Basically, TNT now has the Russian flag colors, and yes, I have replaced the colors, and I've done very precise retexturing in Acorn app, not Photoshop, Acorn, so it no longer works on the machine that I have now. The Netherrack textures and the quartz ore textures have changed to look more like the original texture update. And yes, I can still download those files from Gamepedia. Many references to the 10th year anniversary have been removed with the exception of the arrow and the bow. And I think there's another one as well that I might have exempted, like the glazed terracotta. And also the arrow projectile texture has been fixed. The bee's next texture, excuse me, yes, the bee's nest texture has changed. It's now have a spruce background. The barrel now has an acacia planks texture instead of spruce. The chests have been changed, and they also have been fixed for 1.14, so I don't recommend you playing this in 1.14, by the way. Especially with the banners and the chests, it's a problem. So anyway, we got the chests. We've got the single and double chests, and then we got the trapped chests. I don't know if you'll notice the difference, but if you do notice the difference, let me know in the comments below. So yeah, that's that. Now we're gonna switch into another world and actually try and load up foliage, because there are some foliage changes that I want to actually go over. Yeah, there's some changes in foliage and some other stuff that I needed to go over. So yeah, I'm gonna load up a new world for this. And also the graphical user interface has changed as well, because there were some issues when I was playing around, and there might still be some issues. There's also some brightness issues, which I did adapt over from the Off-Roaders 123 Dark Mode Resource Pack. So I used some of the textures for. Oh wow, there's even a dungeon at spawn. Wow, that's actually pretty funny. Yeah, the skeleton texture has been reverted back to normal, and you can see the skeleton holding the bow. Yeah, just a fair warning that some. Alright, I probably should have reconsidered this one. Alright, let me just turn off Biome Blend for a second. Okay, I can see the obvious. Yeah, it's just that, it's probably. Yeah, I just probably didn't see. But anyway, the foliage has changed. I may consider changing it back. I'm not sure. But I've already, like, packaged up the files here. Yeah, it depends. I may want to consider changing it back. Or, like, changing to a different foliage. But I should be able to locate a village and just head off to. I just need to get to a plains biome quickly. Here we go. See, you know what? I may want to consider changing the textures, the foliage. So yes, just a fair warning. Excuse me. Just a quick note. Just like what I do in the Hogwarts map videos, snapshot videos, pre-releases, and or GMs, and even official release videos. Not everything in the video will be applied as is, because sometimes I might take last-minute changes off screen. So yeah, that's what I do oftentimes. Yes, in pre-release 5, we've introduced the communists, in which the villagers do speak Russian. And yes, they have different trade levels for each profession, and each profession actually has a bit of a um title. For this one is peasant. In the previous pre-release though, it was initially called Suka as the initial merchant level, but which means something bad in Russian. I just don't want to say it on camera because that would be pretty inappropriate. But that has been patched now. Now there's actually different merchant levels now. Besides that, there's like Marxist and Socialist. You just let me know all the trade levels. I'll be looking for the lang files at some point and just. So that's now fixed because that may be offensive. Like I don't want a villager to be called a suka for no reason. Like imagine how bad that would be. The next thing, the wood plank texture has been changed again to what as is in 18W43A, which is the first snapshot of 1.14, and the first snapshot where the texture update was the default. So if you played Minecraft snapshots at that time, you probably might have recognized that. And, huh. Going through some other changes. These villagers are loud. Yeah, they're called communists. And yes, they do have their own spawn egg. Yes, they do have their own spawn egg. It has a different texture. Yeah, all mob spawn eggs, with the exception of some, have are now going by their scientific name, which is basically the genus followed by the genus. So, for example, Llama Glama is the llama. The Vulps is the fox. The horse is the Equus calibus. However, there's no scientific name for the bee yet. That is a bug. That is a bug where there's no bee scientific name. I'll probably patch that in another release. The Wandering Trader, it can now speak Russian, although it may sound like a different dialect than the others. Although not all the sounds are finished yet. But basically, when the Wandering Trader dies, it has a similar sound to the village. When the Wandering Trader dies, it has a similar deaf sound as the villager. Yeah, I pulled those off of the Russian memes or Slav memes video on YouTube. Yeah, just hear the sounds. So yeah, they sound a bit more understanding, and now compare that to the villager. So yeah, basically, that's what the villager sounds like. The lantern textures we're moving on has a different change now. It's no longer high res. It's now lower res. Change the background to iron. The beacon textures, and yes, I will add in the rails as well. The beacon textures now are mostly original textures from pre-Village and Pillage. And then we have the activator. We got some changes with rail blocks. Why did I have two? Yeah, so we got some changes in rail blocks. They now have dark oak bars instead of regular oak bars. The ladder texture is now changed as well. So now, and at this point, we're in the 1.1.0 pre-release 1 changes. So, yeah, the ladder texture is now changed. And now we're going over to the mob section. So yes, we're now going over to the mob section. So we're going for more of the hostile mobs. The first one, which, yes, this is where I say content warning. This is where I'm going to explain. So yes, we have a new mob, and it's going to replace a zombie, and that's the Joseph Stalin. As you can see, one spawned already, but I'm going to spawn it for a closer look. I'm going to actually summon a giant. As you can see, this here, yes, this is just for display, the giant Stalin. This is the giant zombie, also known as the giant Stalin. So basically, its behavior is pretty much similar to the mob. So anyway, so basically here's Stalin. And if I spawn a wandering trader... Whoa! Alright, that was impressive. Where did the trader go? So yes, the zombies is like confused right now. It just knows about the particles. But anyway, the Stalin, although there's no individual sounds. See, there's no individual sounds of the Stalin mob. So now we're moving on to the painting section. Which if I can find a mountains biome, then I can use that as some sort of wall to actually hang the paintings on. I should be getting near it. Alright, here we go. Perfect. So anyway, we'll use this wall as an example. So basically we got several new paintings, and we're about to go through them. This here's the Soviet flag painting. This one's also Soviet flag. This one is the Soviet flag, except that it has the Stalin skin model, and it has the CCCP and what it means. It's all in Russian. By the way, there's no pronunciation guide. We've got the Russian flag, which was seen in an previous release. We've got the hard bass man. There's actually two. Yeah, I just need to add a... And yeah, and here's the hard bass one. There's the hard bass one. It's the one you see on the internet. It's actually only one of those. Then we've got the little... I think we got the little Gopnik one here. And I think there's one more. And it's a picture of Vladimir Putin. And yeah, this is a real portrait of him. Just FYI. And I can't seem to get it up. Am I sure I got the right texture? Hold on, hold on. I need to go off camera for a second. Pretty much breaking the fourth wall by doing this. Alright. See, I was just... I have to go by 4x4. There we go. So we got Vladimir Putin. Then we got one more painting, which is Genghis Khan. So basically, these are all the new paintings that there are. Yeah, I actually have a duplicate right here. Or... yeah, here. So here's all the new paintings that there are. So yeah, these are all the new paintings that have added. Yeah, and also the painting texture has changed slightly. Match the Russian flag. The Hero of the Village status effect icon now changed, or should I say, Hero of Communism. It now has a Russian flag. It's now an emerald coated in a Russian flag. So that's actually it. First, the music disc for the Red Army Choir is now changed. Their title's now more correct. It's now the Soviet state anthem. So yes, the name has changed. It's more correct now. It's now called the Soviet state anthem. So the dark oak door item texture has also changed as well, and the redstone lamp texture has been reverted. Yeah, and the skeleton texture revertment, quote unquote, also applies to the Wiffer skeleton texture. Oh, oh yeah, and Kvass, there's some potion changes, but you're gonna figure that out yourself. So anyway, I guess that wraps up this video. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time. DieselDorky16, I'm signing out right now.